What about like, because I know Andy has said like, well, we really had 4 hours and I wish this was not 4 hours, but I wish this was 4 parts.
Yeah.
And would have seen it different. I mean, is that true? Like, or do you think Andy owes you an apology?
Whether he wants to apologize or not is up to him, but it wouldn't have shown him being biased differently. I mean, he didn't ask her or anybody else questions to the extent that he asked me. Even when I was ripping Giselle's neck off with the binder, he kind of softened her blow towards the end, you know? So I feel as though everybody else was treated gently and with care. But with me, it was just like, why aren't you crying? Why aren't you emotional? Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? You know? And I'm just like, they could have shown all 4 parts. I mean, they showed 90 minutes for the last part. It wouldn't have changed how I was treated or how I was questioned throughout that whole day.
Would you, if Andy did apologize, would you accept it?
I would have to hear the apology. Then I'll decide.
Isn't it nice to just to be able to speak freely and actually say what you really feel now?
Yeah, I mean, I always do. I was just always a little guarded when it came to behind the scenes stuff. Because you don't want to take away from the entertainment perspective of the show. But at the point where they basically told the story how they wanted to tell it and then tried to silence me, I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk. And as long as people keep asking me questions, I'm going to answer them.
Who do you think is like the worst offender of being the opposite of you? Like you resign because you've always said, if my family, if this goes down with my family and it's dirty, I'm out. So you stuck by your word. Mm-hmm. I mean, who is like what we talked about earlier, like I will do anything for this show, bring it on. I will never leave unless they ask me to leave. Like I'll do anything to stay on this show for fame.
Who's desperate like that? Oh, definitely Giselle.
Yes. You think out of everyone, the worst.
Oh yeah, definitely her. And I think that's why she's loved so much by the network, because they can get her to do whatever they want. They always like to have a tool. They like to have somebody that they can completely use and they can get you to do and say anything. And she's definitely that one person. No morals at all.
Do you think she's like producers or, the network's favorite because of that?
Probably. They like people they can use. Yeah. The people who are like strong-minded and, you're like standing up for yourself, they can't control you. So they're like, oh, all right, yeah, let's find somebody else that we can control, so.
And do you ever think, because you were kind of that, like, you can't control me, even in earlier seasons, do you think then that is your punishment? Like when something like this comes down?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you're not going to give them what they want, they're going to force you to. And if you don't necessarily need the money financially, if you don't need it, then they assume that you'll keep coming back so that you can vindicate yourself. So it's like they will tear you down, they will tear your character down, hoping and banking on the fact that you're going to come back so that you can feel as though you'll redeem yourself and show the fans and viewers, I'm not to be hated and here I truly am, only for them to edit the episodes and do whatever they want again. So I wasn't falling for it.
You're like, I don't think so.
Yes.
What about, because in a way, if I were Giselle, like you do have your receipts, and we're going to get into your YouTube in a second, you have these receipts, but like, I mean, you quote a phone number. So like, it's not like you have fake receipts here. Like if I heard someone mention my phone number, that this phone number is reaching out to someone else, I mean, you would think like, is there any part of you that would ever think like, maybe not today, tomorrow, but could you see Giselle ever coming to you and saying, okay, I hear a lot, so let's talk about what you know?
No, she doesn't want to hear from me. She knows I'll call her cards. Unlike some of those women, I'm not afraid of her, so it is what it is. But those receipts, I don't see, I'm not a person that's going to spread a lie. So I'm going to back up anything I have to say. And with these women, they will just say anything. They will come up with anything, but they have nothing to prove what they say. So I'm like, here's how I'm credible. Here's my receipts. Here's the phone number. Checkmate.
Her face looked like when you hear a phone number and it's a phone number that's real, you're like, oh, wow.
She was stuck. She couldn't even lie her way out of it.
Do you think she's going to have the hardest season coming up? I mean, I know you don't care and you're not there, but in light of the way we ended.
I don't know. I don't think so because they always have a way of protecting her from taking those blows. She should have had rough seasons before, you know. So who knows? I'm sure she'll probably have a new man. That's all. That's the only thing you can bank on her for every year is bringing around a different fella.
And if she called you maybe in the future or even like apologized, is that even like, is there any world in which Giselle could apologize to you and you would accept it?
No, first of all, she would never apologize, number one. And would I accept it? Absolutely not. I wouldn't think it would be genuine.
If you had a choice of patching things up with her or Candace, it sounds like you would prefer Candace.
I wouldn't prefer either. Those are two, they are the same people. They are the same type of people. It's so funny. They're very similar. Yeah, no. Just I can't stand people that will just lie through their teeth. All for what? For a TV show? I'm good. And the ones that are worse are the ones that actually smile on your face and act like they're your friend. So yeah, both of them, they're just I don't know.
Well, who smiled in your face and acted like they were your friend?
Oh, Candace for sure. And just doing little stuff behind my back and just participating in conversations and adding to them, fueling them, and then come and act like we're cool. So yeah, no, I don't like those type of people either.
What about, because when the contracts went out and you got yours, I mean, you know, in that interim, people were saying things like, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. And Robin was not confirming that she was back. Like, do you think like you resigning saved Robin's job?
I've heard that. I've heard that she was possibly not asked back or asked back as a friend. I don't know how true that is. But it was interesting that there was nothing said until it was pretty much put out there that I quit. So who knows? Maybe I did save her job.
And I don't know for real. I just know that everyone was announcing it. And then after that, she wasn't. And then you resigned. And like, that is the order of this, how this happened. What went on behind the scenes? So that's.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know.
Well, maybe she should send you a bouquet of flowers or something.